So why do you want to do this show? Yeah.
Because I love horror. I love all things horror. And I always support the things I'm passionate about.
What got you into the horror scene?
Children of the Corn, when I was a kid.
Oh, the Linda Hamilton one?
My mom wouldn't let me. She kept covering my eyes, and I was like... No. So I waited till she went to bed, and I watched it. That, and when I was about... I think I was 5, I learned how to read very early. But my mom was reading The Stand by Stephen King, and she got scared at one point, and she threw the book across the room, and I was like, what's going on with that? So I picked it up and read it. Obviously, I didn't understand all of it. I was 5, but... You know, I picked it up and I read it and I was like, this is awesome. And yeah, I was sunk.
Did they ever try to censor your viewership of horror?
Not much. She didn't really care. As long as I wasn't waking up screaming in the middle of the night, she didn't give a crap. Because she was into it too, and she was just like, sweet, we can read the same books. We can watch the same movies, whatever.
Have you seen a decline in the horror genre lately, or do you think
I have. I think it's coming back though.
Okay.
I think it's coming back, but I think the zombie obsession really has screwed everything. Like, it was fine when it was a vampire obsession, but everything's like swamped with zombie stuff now, and zombie stuff is cool and all, but it's way overplayed.
So you prefer the old school vampire, or you prefer the newer type of very good looking and very
real vampires,
emotionally fucked up?
Real vampires don't fucking sparkle.
They're not young adults being little pissy bitches.
God, no. It's sad too, because those books were so much better than the movies. The movies are intolerable. I couldn't watch them all, but I read all the books. No, the old vampires are way better.
What do you think of the dark universe thing that Universal's trying to start with the Mummy?
I haven't heard of that yet.
Okay, I'll clue you in.
Yeah, fill me in.
The Mummy is starting, because the whole thing is now cinematic universes, since Marvel took off. So Universal wants to bring back all their old licenses, Werewolf, The Invisible Man, Dracula, and they're starting with The Mummy, and that's going to be their kickoff point for this dark universe. However, The Mummy kind of flopped. So,
it was a pretty bad movie.
So it's not the greatest starting point,
But the idea, like the old school Universal monsters, oh my gosh, that's epic.
How do you think they should approach that in a modern setting? And can it be done with a classic vampire movie like the Bela Lugosi movie?
If they approach it from the standpoint of less is more and not overdo it with the CGI and all the stuff that obviously we have so much more available nowadays, but if they approach it with a less is more attitude, I think they'll do a great job.
What was the last great vampire movie that you remember seeing?
The last great vampire movie?
Mm-hmm. If it's Interview with a Vampire, then you're fired.
Dude. Come on. That was like...
That's just like the go-to.
That was like softcore porn for women.
It's like go-to for anyone that doesn't know vampire movies.
No. Like Underworld, I don't even think Underworld was that great. The Lost Boys.
Really?
The Lost Boys is my number one, always. I don't think they can top that.
Is it because it was so unique?
It was.
Oh, got you?
It was very unique. And I loved the whole thing with Max, the head vampire, you know. He's cool with eating garlic, he's cool with the holy water, it don't matter. Like, smash those stereotypes. I liked it.
Did you see any of the two follow-ups, the direct-to-DVD ones that came out?
No.
Fine.
No, I wasn't gonna destroy my mental.
So you're kind of like, you just want it one and done, kind of?
Sometimes. Like, some movies, yeah, I'm great with a ton of sequels. I'm trying to think of one, but some movies just leave well enough alone. Like, if everyone dies at the end of the movie, let it fucking die.
How do you see the heavy metal scene trying to get back into horror? Do you think that's something that should happen?
Yes, absolutely, and I think Rob Zombie's paved the way for that. I hate to say it, but he really has, because he's really brought the music and the movies together a lot. I'm sure there's others that have, but not quite so mainstream.
You think it's kind of lost the audience as far as the heavy metal fans? It's no longer catering to them the way it used to?
Yeah.
So things need to get more brutal?
Absolutely. Absolutely. House of Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, things like that.
70s style grindhouse?
Yeah. Like that, what is that new one that's coming out with the cars that run on blood?
Oh, there was a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
I can't remember because it's ripping off a movie that came out in 2007.
Is it really?
Blood Car.
I didn't know that.
It's an independent movie. It stars the girl from My Girl. And
really?
Yeah, it was. The reviews weren't all that great for it, but it was the.
It's a grindhouse.
Yeah, it was the exact same premise. So when they started advertising it on Twitter, I posted like posters from Blood Car and thing like
yes.
from 2007.
That's funny. That's funny. I didn't know that was a remake.
Well, it's hard to find.
I want to see them both now.
I'm trying to think if you can even get it digitally, but I don't think you can.
Oh, it's gotta be. This is the internet.
Yeah.
Everything's out there.
You can torrent it somewhere, probably.
Yeah. I don't know. I love the less is more thing. Like, the people who are making the Grindhouse movies, they really have that down. Like, and I know America keeps ripping off Japanese movies, but like they've got that down too. Like, I don't know.
There's things that don't translate well between Japanese culture and their horror movies and
oh yeah,
culture.
absolutely, because we don't have the
mindset.
same what's the word I'm looking for? Not fairy tales, but we don't have the same mythology that they do.
Yeah, their folklore is very different. What did you think of Tarantino's and Rodriguez's Grindhouse?
Loved it.
You
Loved
like
it. Yes.
You didn't prefer? Did you prefer one over the other? That's the big question.
Tarantino, but I'm partial. I'm partial to Tarantino. That's another good vampire movie, From Dusk Till Dawn. I loved that movie, and the soundtrack. The soundtrack is fabulous.
Very different.
Yeah. Yeah, it was unique.
Yeah. In our history class, when our history teacher left for like 20 minutes, we put in a VHS tape that was supposed to be of like history stuff.
Oops.
And he had recorded it From Dusk Till Dawn at home after the end of
oh my
the
god,
tape
what
on
grade
the
was
lesson.
that?
So we were just watching it until he came in.
Everyone's like, boobies.
Yeah, it was like they were at the titty twister and he walks in and we're like, oh shoot.
Oh, that's epic. That's epic.
So, I don't really have like it's not like in my typical interviews where I've got like a whole set thing to ask you because this is kind of like different than. So, just some creepy looking motherfuckers in Winter Haven.
I try not to look at anybody. If I look at them, they'll want to talk to me, and I'm just.
What would you like to provide audiences of horror something that you don't see them getting from other places, like a fresh perspective or
well, yeah, obviously a fresh perspective, and I have lots of personality, but honesty, I guess. Like, so many people that try to be in the horror scene or whatever, like, they always go for the popular vote, you know. No matter what their actual opinions are, they go for what they know will please people. I'm not like that. I'm not built that way.
Well, what's a popular franchise or what's a popular film that you don't like? Well, we already covered Twilight, but that's that's kind of a punching.
Nobody actually likes Twilight.
Yeah. Unless you're like under 14, I guess.
Well, maybe. I guess like the Underworld series. Like, yeah, they were good movies. Sure, they were entertaining. They had great effects and all that, but they weren't all that. Like, I don't know.
Were people more interested in Beckinsale and leather?
Yes, exactly. They wanted her, they wanted the dude that played Michael, and they were like, it was eye candy. It was all eye candy. Like, I don't know. Especially the follow-ups, like the sequels. That was another one that went on too long.
Do you think it got better when they got rid of Beckinsale for that, like, one or two movies?
To be honest, I didn't even watch them. I was just like, oh, another Underworld. Hooray. And, like, the Marvel movies, like, I know they're not horror, but, like, those, if it's got Marvel or DC stamped on it, everyone's like, it's amazing. But that's not the case.
Get away from the whole comic book?
No, not necessarily. Like, I love the comic book movies when they stay true to their story. Or if they're, if the comic story has stopped, if they're staying true to the characters and bringing unique stuff to the story, that's totally different, you know? Like, I find that highly entertaining.
Is there a particular book that you'd like to see made into a film?
Yes, actually. Stephen King's Mr. Mercedes.
Really?
Because that book legit did give me nightmares. And then it was super scary. I don't know if you've read it or not, but in the book, this dude, he's fucked in the head. He's just fucked in the head. And he drives this big Mercedes into a big crowd of job seekers at a job fair and kills a whole bunch of people. And then, later on in the book, he goes and his idea is to blow up a concert. And then, that Ariana Grande thing that just happened recently, I was like, oh my God, this is essentially that book. I mean, things happen differently in the book, but I would love to see that made into a movie. I hear they're gonna make it into a TV show, which I'm super stoked for.
It seems like a lot of King stuff's finally getting made into the proper form that should.
Yes.
Even though The Mist is kind of getting reviews.
I haven't seen that one yet. I'm a little nervous to see it because I'm one of those people that gets kind of pissed. I'm like, that's not how it goes. That's not right.
What do you think of It upcoming? Have you seen any of the trailers?
I started out being like, nah, not my Pennywise. No.
You were a Tim Curry?
Yeah, I was. I started out that way, and then I saw some previews and some like behind the scenes shots and stuff, and now I'm getting excited for it. I'm getting very excited for it. I really want to see it. But I also have heard that it's going to be 2 parts. Mm-hmm. Like they're going to do, I guess, the kid part of it, and then they're going to make another movie of the adult part of it. Mm-hmm. But they're only going to make the second one if the first one is well received, and that worries me because I don't want to go see the first one and get all attached to it and be like, oh my God, I love it, I can't wait to see the next part, and have them be like, oh, it wasn't well enough received, so screw it.
Yeah. That kind of brings up an interesting point. If they shoot it that way, the way it was intersected in the book, you jump between 55 and 85
exactly.
constantly. So it's going to be a totally different movie because the tone totally shifts.
Yeah.
Kid problems aren't the same as adult problems.
Right.
So I don't know. You kind of shoot yourself in the foot if you don't.
Yeah. If they don't go with those switching perspectives.
Yeah. If you don't shoot it all at the same time, it's kind of a waste.
I agree. I don't see how they could split it up and be like, we may give you the second movie. But, I mean, the videos that I've seen, like, Pennywise, on point.
Does it for you?
Yeah, he's... It's going to make all the colorophobia people shit themselves. And I love it. I love it. He looks super scary, and I think that's really great.